Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Octopus Math by Sahiba. Question 11. Show that a y is 2.58, which means this is the answer which we've been given. We don't have to use this, but we have to reach to this. And a b, this is 3.65 and py is 7.5. Okay, now what do we know about ABCD? ABCD, y is the center. Okay, it's the square. All right. If it's a square, let me redraw this as this. This is the base I'm talking about, right? Which is ABCD. Now what happens is that if this is right in the middle, which means this is where the two diagonals meet. So what do we know about the squares? That the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors, right? So also, I mean, this is the diagonals are also equal. They are perpendicular bisectors. So that means this particular triangle that I'm talking about is an isosceles triangle. So if we are interested in AY, right? I mean, AY is this because Y is right in the center. So this is Y, which is 90 degree according to the property. This is A and this is B. This is 3.65 and this is, these two are equal but unknown. So let me take it X. Using Pythagoras theorem, x squared plus x squared equals to 3.65 squared. So it's 2x squared equals 13.3225 divided by 2 gives me 6.66125, and by taking square root, this gives me 2.58. Right. So we're done. We've proved it. Okay, calculate the length of one of the cables to support the mass. Okay, now one of the cables means we are looking for AP or PC or PB or PD. That's one of the cables. So I'm just going to like, if you want to solve a 3D diagram using, Pythagoras theorem or trigonometry, it's always a key point to remember that you have to extract 2D shapes out of it and then try to understand. So if you look at a certain angle, if you look at from here, this looks like PYA is an obtuse angle, but it's not actually like that. If you look at this angle, it's actually this. Like, this is P, this is Y, and this is A, where P is vertically above Y, so, and A is on the level ground, so it's always, PYA always have to be 90 degrees, right? Okay, so PY we already know from the question is 7.5, it's given. AY we just calculated, also it was given. Even if we calculated in the part A and we couldn't get it right, we still know from the question from part A that AY is 2.5, so we could still use it. And you need to calculate this PA because PA is one of the supported cables, right? So again, using Pythagoras theorem, x squared is equal to 7.5 squared plus 2.58 squared. So x will be square root of 7.5 squared plus 2.58 squared. I'm going to type everything in my calculator to get the direct answer to be 7.93 Part C, calculate APB. So first we need to extract the triangle APB. This is A, this is B, and this is P. APB is this angle, right? What we know about it is that AB and BP is also going to be an isosceles triangle, and the reason is that it's a square and P is vertically above the center, so it has to be an isosceles triangle. Now, if you want to find out this angle, you need three sides, because it's three sides and an angle, so it's cosine law. So PA is, we just found out it's 7.93, and PB also has to be 7.93, and AB from the question, it is 3.65. So this is by using cosine rule. The angle opposite to 3.65 is missing, so that this has to be the squared thing before the equals to sign. Right. So the formula goes like 3.63 squared is equal to the other two sides. Sorry, 3.65 it was. Is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides, which is 7.93 squared plus 7.93 squared minus 2 of these two same sides. So 7.93 times 7.93 is squared, cosine of the angle opposite to this side, right? So let me call it x. Most of the people, they solve this first and then apply it with, then they do it with cos thing. So it's really wrong. You have to really look into Bodmer's thing. So 3.65 whole squared minus 7.93 squared minus 7.93 squared. I just moved these two things on the other side. So this is this is equal to negative 2 times 7.93 squared is 125.7698 cos of x. And then this will go on the other side, negative 125 will be divided, both the negative signs are cancelled. So 112.4473 divided by 125.7698. And then cos x gives me the value of 0.89. I need to calculate the value of x. So cos will go to the other side and give its inverse. And it will give me 26.6. The angle of elevation of x from A is 77. Calculate xy. Angle of elevation of x from A. All right. Angle of elevation of x. This is x. From A means like this is ground level, and this is when we look at x. So this is 77, right? Okay, what is required? AX, I believe. Sorry, XY, yes. So XY is this length. Let me just redraw this triangle. This looks like it, but if you look at a certain angle, this is what it looks like. It doesn't look like 90, but it actually is. So let me draw another right angle triangle, which looks exactly like 90-degree triangle at an angle, okay? So this is 77, I believe, and this is required. So I'm again giving it a variable. I like x so much that I really want to call everything unknown x. So the value of AY, I believe, is 2.58. Right. So XY, this is a right angle triangle at Y. So this can be done by using a basic trigonometric ratio, which I believe should be tan, because according to the angle 77, this is the opposite and this is the adjacent. So opposite and adjacent is only in tan. So tan of 77 is opposite over adjacent, and the opposite was x, the adjacent was 2.58. So this 2.58 goes there to multiply with 1077, gives me the value of x. So 2.58 multiplied by 1077 gives me 11.175 and rounded off to 11.2. You could also write 11.18, it's also fine. Calculate the angle of elevation of x from the midpoint of AB. From the midpoint of AB, like from here. This again, it's this kind of triangle. So like if you look it from here at this angle and right on the front, you may not seem to understand it, but let me just look it from this side as if the person is standing and looking from this side. So because y is vertically beneath x, so I'm gonna take that, and in between A and B there's a point, so you need to basically calculate the angle of elevation at this point. So xy, the length of xy we just found out, it was 11.2, so I'll take that. And this angle is required, so let me just quickly calculate this. So this is the midpoint. I'm calling it Z, so this is also Z. Right, so because we know that y is right in the center, that means this whole thing, because it's a square, it has to be BC, this whole length, and YZ is half of BC. So that BC is also 3.65 as a square. So half of 3.65 is 1.825. So let's quickly use tan. So when you want to calculate the value of x, tan goes to the other side and it's going to give its inverse. So it's tan inverse of 11.2 divided by 1.825. This gives me 80.74. So let's just write 80.7. We're done. Subscribe to my channel Octopus Math by Sahiba for more videos.